Okay. Battle of Pennsylvania. Happens every 4 years. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. And the undefeated Eagles are a 10.5-point favorite at home. The over-under is low at 43, at least low in my mind. And, Bass Daddy, I'm going to let you kick it off like the Steelers fan that you are.
Okay. The Pittsburgh defense has looked excellent after the embarrassing performance a few weeks ago in Buffalo. They continue getting healthier on both sides of the ball. This young team also continues growing every week in terms of communication, confidence, cleaning up some critical errors. Many people don't see it, but regardless of losing, I see improvements weekly. Steelers contained the high-risk passing attack provided by Tua, Hill, and Waddle. I know Tua is also coming off some brain damage. But the Steelers are going to take the bus over to Philly this week, and they're going to do the same to Hurts, Smith, and Brown. Pickett bounces back after a rough 3-interception performance last week. The running game is trending toward the right direction. The offensive line and the pass protection game has been looking well also. The Steelers team, they're excited to get Watt back in a couple weeks. And, last week during the Steeler game, against Miami, so I guess it was a couple nights ago, Pickett targeted George Pickens and Pat Freiermuth a combined 15 times. The only ball that wasn't caught was one that was tipped by a defender. Got to keep feeding these guys. Pickett needs to keep passing it to the right team. Steelers are excited, like I said, to get Watt back here in a couple weeks. Steelers will enter their bye week after beating Philadelphia and they're going to knock them off. They're going to knock off those Eagles. Steelers win this game 28-24 and shock the world. Matt, I know you're about ready to yank your drawers down and shit on my head, so what do you got to say, man?
Bass Daddy, I got to ask you, man. Where were you our last episode when we could talk about this Miami game fresh? Kenny drops back, throws another Pickett.
My throat was sore.
Are you getting used to it? Are you getting used to these picks already?
Hey, I'm getting used to them, but good things are going to come from this young son of a bitch.
Have we seen enough of Pickett? Are we ready to write him off?
We haven't.
I'm ready to mark him off. Put Trubisky back in.
It'll get better.
All right. Well, it's my take. If Trubisky was playing, we got a different ball game here, but we don't. We got Pickett at the helm. I got Philadelphia winning 29-17. They're covering. The under's hitting. Philly's back. Brian, what do you think, buddy?
Fuck that pick.
That's what you're going to say after Pickett throws his fourth of the game.
In a game like this, if you're the Steelers, you hope to catch Philly sleeping a little bit at the wheel, but it won't. Neither one of these teams is going to sleepwalk. It's the Battle of Pennsylvania, like I said. They'll get up. They want to, win the state game, and so that'll keep it somewhat tight. That'll allow the Steelers to cover. But I have the Eagles winning 28-20 in the over.
Eat shit, Brian.
I can't do it, man. I can't get there. It's just, I don't know. I don't have a lot to feel good about it, but for your sake...
You didn't believe in Pickett.
I don't believe in Pickett. At least not yet, and I'm worried about it, really. But
you will believe in him after this week, Brian. You will believe in Pickett after this week.
That's the beauty of it. We get to come back next week and see who's right, and if that is the case.